Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Nashty. It's about you and me. So today we're going to talk about depression. So I'm sure you've heard things from the news, you see it on your social media timeline. Nowadays it's quite common and a lot of people have been suffering from it. Not everyone of course will tell you that they are, but a lot do. So, what is depression and what can we do to someone who is depressed, like clinically depressed, not just like sad or, probably the person just has a problem that day. I'm sure most of you guys have seen this viral video of a rock band member in the Philippines who committed suicide, and it's not just any ordinary form of suicide. He actually recorded it on Facebook Live while committing the act. So that one is very it's very morbid. It's not for the squeamish. I don't know what that person was going through. I don't want to be the person out there to just judge him. But I'm sure that for him to commit such act, he must be, undergoing something really hard. And he thought that it was a hopeless situation. It was a very dire situation for you to consider committing suicide, like publicly. And the way he chose to do it, the manner in which he performed it, he did it, you really know that there's something wrong. And we don't want that to happen to anyone anymore. It must have been a very tough situation for him. And I just pray for his soul. I just wish his family to get through this, and may he rest in peace. What is depression? According to Wikipedia, depression is a state of low mood and aversion to activity, which can affect a person's thoughts, behavior, tendencies, feelings, and sense of well-being. Depression normally is a temporary reaction to certain life events, like for example, if you lost a loved one, or it can also be like a physical symptom of a disease that you currently have. It can also be like a side effect of a medication, or if you're undergoing a certain treatment. So there are many causes of depression. But sometimes, when your depression is no longer like short term, like you feel down and depressed all the time, and that you're already shying away from society, from your friends, from your colleagues, from people around you, then it could already be a condition like, for example, like a major depressive disorder. And that one already warrants the need for a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Depression is something that we shouldn't take lightly. Like normally when someone says that he or she is depressed or is feeling down, and if you notice that it's been like that for a long period of time, then that person could already be really clinically depressed. So we shouldn't like just poke fun or make that person or his or her situation like laughing matter. So we have to be considerate, and we have to try to understand what that person is going through. So personally, I've had depression in the past, and probably until now, I get depressed every now and then, depending on what's happening in my life. It's really hard, when you are depressed, because it's like you feel helpless, like you think the world is going to crumble and there's no one out there to help you. And it's really sad. I don't really want to go into the specifics, but there are so many things that I've been through in my life, and there were a lot of failures, mistakes, wrong decisions that I've made, and it took a toll on me, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally. So in fact, I've been taking antidepressants. Well, it's not really just because of depression, but I have like another condition which would require me to take antidepressants. But whenever I get those episodes wherein you really can't help yourself but just cry, and even if you want to just calm your mind, you cannot control it. It's like your tears would fall even if you don't want to. You're crying even if you're already tired. You're already sick and tired of crying. I think for me that is depression. And it's hard to explain, but it's there. I've experienced it, I've felt it, and it's not a joke. There were so many instances that I've wanted to commit suicide, because it's hard. You feel hopeless, you feel helpless, you think that there's no point to live in this world anymore. And to me, that's what depression does to a person, and it's what it did to me. It's hard, from heartaches to issues with work, to failed business ventures, to mismanagement of finances. Like, these are perhaps some of the things that really took a toll on me. So as much as I want to reminisce and revisit these experiences, I would rather not, because in some way the pain is still there, that I'm just trying to compartmentalize it, because it's hard. And I wouldn't lie, I've been seeing a psychiatrist. Now I don't see him as often. I would only go to him if needed. But it is what it is. People get depressed, I get depressed, so we need to seek help. And which brings me to my next point. So what do you do when you are depressed, or when you think you are depressed, or when you know someone who you think is depressed? Well, the best thing, at least for me, to do is, especially if this person is someone close to you, is, try to talk to him or her. Ask him how you can help him or her. If that person would not open up, it's fine. Normally, depressed people, they try to shield themselves from others. They clam up. So it's fine if they don't tell you what exactly is wrong. But just tell them that you're there if they need someone to talk to. you'll be willing to listen. And of course, worst case scenario, you can always refer him or her to a professional, like a psychiatrist, a psychologist, someone who could provide him like some sort of therapy, someone who could provide him medications, who could help him or her, manage his or her depression. So these are the usual things that you can do. Depression, it's not something that you can probably cure or resolve overnight. It needs treatment. It needs time. So I've shared with you guys what depression is, what my experience with depression was, and how we can help people who we think are suffering from depression. If I'd be given the chance, probably if I could put up like a charity or a foundation, I want something that would be able to help people who suffer from depression, because I know the feeling. I've been there, and I cannot really tell the future, but it's possible that I would go through it again. Even if I don't want to, then it could happen. So I just hope that we help everyone who we see and we think is suffering from depression. Depression is not a joke. It's a serious matter, and it's something that needs attention, medical attention. When you see someone out there who you think is depressed and you know him or her personally, just offer him some help and let him feel that you're there for him. And that already is a big thing for that person. So I hope you learned something from this episode. And if you've experienced depression too and you want to share it with others, and you can tell us like how you were able to overcome it, please comment it down on the comment section. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Always remember to be nice. I'm Nashki. Till then.